Hello. So, Charles has been begging me not to say anything, but I thought I would say a couple of words here. Charles is a great guy. Terry, you already know this, as you signed the dotted line earlier today. As a bride, if you will permit me, this is my opportunity to state, thank you, just in case.
I think I would need that more than him, but
It's pretty tough to follow up the last two, let me tell you. Sorry, I guess I should introduce myself. I'm Charlie. I'm the other Charles. I'm the guy that sits at that table, and I know. Oh, there you go. And I've had the benefit of knowing Charles since high school, and Terry since we started working together. So there you go. That's my intro. So, Terry, as you already know this, you signed the dotted line earlier today. As the bride, if you'll permit me, this is my opportunity to state what otherwise might seem like an obvious fact and explain it further. Charles is a great guy. But I can tell you, he's also a bit of a disturber. I can tell you that at one time, we lived together for a little over 5 years, and that we had a habit of pranking each other. I could tell you, for example, that I once waited behind his bedroom door while he was at work for some revenge for a prank played on me the week before. And when finally hearing the keys in the lock and the door opening, that I thought I had my moment. However, I waited several moments and, confused after not seeing anything, came out of the room. Little did I know he was waiting in the kitchen with a large butcher knife ready to yell out and scare the crap out of me. I did, of course, get my revenge. Soon after a hard night of partying, he may have been a little hungover, where I stood above him wearing the creepiest Nosferatu Dracula mask you could ever imagine, until he woke up, and maybe wet himself just a little. I can also tell you that back in his earlier days, he, best man Jono over there, myself and one other were involved in a prank night in Picton, where we took a steak bomb and placed it in Mark's window, knowing it had a fan that would proceed to blow the stench through his main living room, where he was currently sitting. Never have the three of us run so fast for our lives. Perhaps I could also tell you that while working many years of security together, that I happened to conduct a site visit and check at a certain mall where both Steve, where are you, Steve? Raise your hand, there you go, there you are. Where Steve and Charles were working in uniform, and where, unbeknownst to me, that he had pre-planned a surprise. That is where he, Steve, and one other security officer thought it would be a great idea to arrest the field supervisor on site by tackling me, placing me in handcuffs, and putting a Christmas hat on my head just for the festive holiday touch. They then proceeded to send that picture of the event to senior management via Christmas greetings, indicating that I was welcome back anytime. I could also tell you that while working security elsewhere with Betty, hi Betty, that he also prepared a rather vulgar trespass notice, which I'm not going to repeat here because there are children in the room. And it was just for yours truly. I could tell you all of these events, but I won't, because Charles is a great guy. Charles is a great guy, but I could also tell you he's very humble. So he thinks. Whether it's his natural frustrating ability to take the leaderboard in gaming nights of Call of Duty, causing Mark over there to invent astonishing new curse words every time that we never thought possible. Or his attempts to remind everyone to hashtag make Charles great again. Which I would like to think, and maybe the best man can agree, he paid dearly for during his paintball at his bachelor party. Charles can convince anyone that his ego can get so big it's amazing his head still fits through the doors, but nevertheless remains humble. Or so I could tell you, but I won't, because Charles is a great guy. I don't need to tell you any of these stories because, folks, he really is a great guy. I know it because he's always been there. From parties he's thrown to cheer me up, to his never-ending loyalty and honesty he brings our friendship. Terry knows this because despite all the stories I just told you, and then some, she decided to marry him. To quote my good buddy Charles over there, his favorite line, which he stole from the Steven Seagal movie, and don't let him tell you otherwise, is chance favors a prepared mind. I think Charles prepared in life by being the very best guy we know. And chance, no doubt, delivered a wonderful, supportive partner in Terry, who stayed by his side through all the great times, many in which we've been fortunate enough to share, including all of us in this room, and through the rough times too. From the moment I found out that Terry and Charles had started to date to this very moment now, I saw Charles become happy in a way I'd never known one of my closest friends to be. Today shows that Terry and all the rest of us in this room know one very important fact. Charles